Ladies and gentlemen, when we passed SB 1, it passed on a bare majority, 60 votes. At this time, we need 71 votes to get something through. And it was funny, there was a Republican proposal from the Republican House and Senate caucuses as counter-proposal to SB 1. The problem was, in any negotiation, the only way you're going to get to resolution is if you're not fighting over the exact same thing. And so somehow our leaders were able to figure out a way to broker a compromise where we actually could fight over different things. The Chicago Public Schools have budgeted and told us they need a certain amount of money in order to get open and stay open all year long. This bill actually gets them that amount of money. But what happens on the other side? The other districts in the state get their flexibility from certain mandates from Springfield. Taxpayers across the state are going to get property tax relief, first property tax relief that we've had in decades on the education side. I know there have been some questions about the tax credit. So that's, we've got about $7 billion, depending on how you calculate, $7 billion in education funding that's hinging on this bill, and $75 million, that's 1% of that amount, that would go to the tax credit. And even then, the credit's not touching any of the education money. So somehow we worked that out through negotiation. So it doesn't impact neighborhood schools at all, not one whit. As well, just as a point of information for folks, the state of Florida has a very successful tax credit program. They've got, give or take, about 3 million school children. We've got about 2 million school children. They're spending $600 million on their credit. We'd only be spending 75. And that's doing fine in their state. The other issue, and you can hear it here today, no one's happy about this bill. House Republicans aren't happy, House Democrats aren't happy, various folks, various caucuses, various members in various places. But oftentimes that's a sign that the bill actually has kind of hit that sweet middle spot where folks are getting what they need, not necessarily everything they want, but they're getting what they need. We've got to remember what we do here today. Today, with this compromise bill, we have the chance to finally end the long war. We finally end the impasse. We take the school children out of the line of fire. We instead take those school districts, those superintendents who have been just harassing us, they want to know what is their funding level going to be next year. We end that. We end the uncertainty. And finally, we come to compromise. This would be the first major education funding compromise in decades. And the people of the state of Illinois will thank us for doing it. I think our successors in this body will thank us for doing it. And the school children will be better off overall. So, Mr. Speaker, I urge that every Republican, and I urge every Democrat, to please consider a yes vote. And if you're leaning, please go yes today, and let's end this. Thank you.